A very good morning to all the honorable invited dignitaries, Madam Vice Chancellor, to the respected faculty members, and all my dear students. A very good morning to all. And on behalf of Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology, I, Shivangi Shukla, feels esteemed pleasure to be your host for the day. As Gujarat University is celebrating its Platinum Jubilee year, I feel honored in sharing few words on its esteemed journey. University's inception was conceptualized in 1920 by two brilliant ideologists, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Acharya Anand Shankar Dhruv, with the pedagogy of Yoga Karmasu Kaushalyam, which means art of working skillfully. And the university came into existence post-independence. Today, our university serves as an anchorage to over 350 affiliated colleges and home to 30 postgraduate departments and also 50 affiliated postgraduate centers. With this, I request you all to let us rise for the university song and bask into the glory of our beloved university. Thank you all. Let us now begin this program with Ma Saraswati's blessings. I request all the dignitaries to join for the light mapping session. And I request students, Ms. Vaidehi and Ms. Amisha, for Saraswati Vandana.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रामृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापः निशेषजाड्यापः
The very purpose of our today's gathering is to acknowledge the pivotal role microorganisms play in shaping the future of microbial biotechnology. From its applications in industrial processes to enhancing human health and environmental sustainability alongside the economic development. From drug production to environmental bioremediation and energy generations, microbes are like forefront warriors in solving some of the world's most pressing issues. I would now take this privilege for welcoming our distinguished guests with flowers. I first request Professor Mino Saraf Madam, Dean and Director, University School of Sciences, to welcome our honorable guest, Professor Ramashankar Dubey, Vice Chancellor of Central University of Gujarat, Vadodara. Next, I request Professor Kiran C. Rajput, sir, Head of the Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology and convener of conference, to welcome Professor Nirja Gupta, Madam, Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University. May I now request Dr. Rakesh Panchal, sir, to welcome Dr. Paresh Prajapati, sir, Registrar, University of Gujarat. I now request Professor Divyani, Madam, Professor, Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology, to welcome Professor Mino Saraf, Madam, Dean, University of School of Sciences. Thank you, Madam. With this, I request someone who is like kingsman of the department and whose efforts is constantly driving force behind all the activities of department, Professor Kiran Rajput, sir, to address the gathering with the welcome notes.
Namaskar, Suprabhat, Honorable Vice Chancellor Nirja Gupta Madam, today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Honorable Vice Chancellor of CUG, Professor Dubey sir, Dr. Paresh Prajapati sir, in charge Registrar, Gujarat University, distinguished speakers, invited guests, heads, faculty members, research students, and my dear PG students. It is an honor and privilege to welcome you all to the National Conference on Microbes to Bioprocesses, transforming lives through microbial biotechnology for a sustainable future. Today, we gather to explore the incredible potential of microbes in revolutionizing industries, improving lives, and shaping a sustainable future. Since its inception in 1975, our Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology at Gujarat University has been a hub of academic excellence and research innovation. With a strong foundation in microbiology and biotechnology, our department continues to bridge academia and industry, fostering connections that drive real-world projects. DST FIST Phase 1 granted department is having commitment to advancing scientific research and technological advancement. Our department is having, sir, nearly more than 2.5 crores project during last 5 years. I encourage each of you to actively participate and engage with fellow researchers and grab this opportunity to contribute to the future of microbial biotechnology. Let this conference be a catalyst for new ideas, partnerships, and groundbreaking discoveries. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, sir, for your warm words. I now take the privilege of introducing Professor Mino Saraf, Madam, a distinguished academician and a scientist who's currently serving as Director of the University School of Sciences. I may request her to...
Thank you so much. Very good morning to all of you. It is indeed always a great pleasure to be standing before you all. First of all, let me just welcome our very respected guest. Madam, we are honored by your presence. Madam is very, very supportive of all our endeavors always, and she is a source of strength for us. I'm so glad to welcome Professor Dubey today. Sir, you are such an eminent scientist and a speaker. We are looking forward to listen to you. Our in-charge registrar, sir, has always been at different positions in the university. And sir, a very warm welcome to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us today. Our head of the department, sir, you are instrumental in taking this forward because we have always been a department where we keep on, madam. We have all the programs throughout the year. Every year we have national conference, we have a skill workshop for the students, we have some faculty development programs, some small workshops every now and then. And despite all the big pressures that were there because of the NAC, sir has managed to do an excellent job and bring us all here together. So, and about the department, I'm sure I've been asked to speak about the department, but madam, we have a very flourishing department, and it is with the help of everybody that it grows by leaps and bounds always. All our faculty, we are only 6 in number, and we have a large number of students who every year exceed more than 250. But our research scholars are also very dedicated, hardworking. We have a faculty of 6 who are maybe only 6, but we are more than a dozen, I'm sure. And we are all very dedicated, talented, and we all have many different projects from all parts of the world and India. And ma'am, our department is always in demand. Our subject is such that everybody wants to be connected with us always. And we do try our best for that. And we really thank you from the bottom of our heart for all the support that you give us, and our registrar sir, who's always helping. And I'm also so happy now to share with you that we are also starting our 50th year. So it has been like 50 years for this department, and with a glorious past and a very bright future. So to all the students, we have you all over the world. Whenever we are out somewhere, maybe in India or abroad, we always have a couple of students there who come to meet us, and we are so happy about it. You know, it is the pleasure of a teacher to see the student grow. So it is so nice. Now, about the conference, it is Microbes to Bioprocess. Now, this is about microbial biotechnology, and we all know that this somewhere forms the backbone for all of us. It is a backbone which has been recognized time and again for its efficiency. Microbes put into technology is microbial biotechnology, and that is what we are all here for, and what we all strive to reach. This keeps growing every year, so we always have to be ahead. We require a lot more lab facilities, I know that, but we try our best to accommodate as much as possible. So the recent policy of the government, the Bio E3 policy, focusing on the environment and ecology, this is all focused on microbial biotechnology. All the SDG goals of the United Nations, all of them, maybe from nutrition to poverty to other things like energy, saving the environment, pollution, you name it, we do have a role to play with it. So microbes may be small, but they do rule the world. COVID taught us that too. So dear students, take all you have. You have got some very good eminent speakers here today, and I'm sure you will benefit from their vast expertise. So remember all the D's that we have. You have to work with determination, with dedication, right? Choose a direction, go ahead. That is what it is for. That is what this conference is for. You know, you have to open all your brain cells and get them activated and move in one direction. But don't go and tell the people what you are doing. Show them results. Results are what everybody understands. So go ahead, show your results, and we really look forward to have a challenging 2-day session here. All the best to all of you, and hope you have a nice time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam, for your encouraging words. May I now request Madam Vice Chancellor to honor the unveiling of the souvenir of our ebook extract of this conference. Thank you, Madam. May I now invite Dr. Paresh Prajapati, sir, who is a doctorate in pharmacy and registrar in charge University, Gujarat University.
Thank you very much for this conference. I request to God that we all participating in this conference, we can learn, we can earn, we can meet a new friends, try to enter in research area from study to research area, and our department having a good faculty. So I wish all the researchers to contribute at their level at maximum. Our university, our all delegates, our participants, I can say all future young scientists will be famous in all around the world. We must lead our India through this microorganism, we can say biotechnology research. We are master in vaccine. Already we proved that in the corona time. Even though now the main, our government aim is, as per our Asian science, we want to do somewhat research more towards nutrient, food, agriculture, how we can use energy, how we can reduce the pollution in that particular area. If we can focus, I can say the bright future is waiting for you all scientists. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our next dignitary requires no introduction. Someone whose dynamic leadership has taken Gujarat University to new heights altogether. Madam Nirja is a dynamic, prolific academician and whose remarkable career is spanning 36 years long. Someone who has published more than 22 books.
Very good morning, Sadhavandan. On this stage, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Central University of Gujarat and our senior, whom we look at as the elder brother, Professor Dubey sir, the Director and the Dean of the School of Sciences, Professor Minu Saraf ma'am, Professor Kiran Rajputji, Rakesh Pancharji, Professor Dekaji, and very senior faculty members, dear researchers, dear participants, dear students, and entire family of Gujarat University. It's an humbled honor to stand here in an alien subject. And I would say alien because I'm not a student of sciences. I have been a student of literature, but when I connect microbes processing with sustainability, I have few ideas. Because nothing is beyond life, and life connects everything beyond subjects. And this society is looking at us. Few generations of academics have taken them aloof from society. We have not been able to bring solutions to the society, and we have started borrowing the solutions. Someone should give us ready-made solutions so we can give it to the society, and that job also we have outsourced to the bureaucracy. We as researcher, we as academic thinker, we as academic practitioners have forgotten our roles, and we think our only role is Pravesh Pariksha Parinam. We have limited ourselves only to 3 small units in our lives, while this society is expecting something very big. And that's why the word sustainability is important for all of us. First of all, I compliment Kiranji, Rakeshji for bringing this conference with this useful subject. And my humble request is please don't stop it in the pages or on the screens. Take it back to the society, because the society is waiting for solutions from us. This youth is very energetic. When we were studying, we were told, as madam used the word energy, that there is nothing called energy. Either it is a presence of heat or absence of heat, nothing else. And when we transform it into life, we call it urja. And there is no synonym of urja in English. Energy fails to transform urja into energy. So we know what we are talking about. We have a spiritual urja, we have thinking urja, we have legacy of urja. So why can't we connect all these things and then give back to the society with the solutions? The society is facing, last Thursday I was in Thailand and next Thursday there was this earthquake. And I was wondering, it's just 1 week. Suppose it had happened a week earlier. I have seen those buildings which crumbled actually, and it pained. Because just a week before we entered into those buildings. And today they are no more. What are we talking of sustainability? Is it a word? Is it just an idea? Is it just a situation? Or is it our day-to-day living which is actually making this word shaking off sustainability? I won't take long because Professor Dubey is the specialist on that. But I would definitely, as I told you, I'm a student of literature. Let me tell you a small story by Tolstoy, where you can connect everything from sustainability to microbes processing to the experience, how we should connect our experience to the past and then plan for the future. There's a small story by Tolstoy. I've forgotten its title, but you can find out. There was a young king, and the young king, in the course of time, started hating old people. He said, old brings slowness. The old stop us. Old age is not supportive. They have their own idea which are outdated. I don't want olds anymore. So neither in ministers, nor in the society, nor in the homes. And he ordered all the olds to be killed. So only youth were there in that. And he said, now I'm ready for the future. Now I'll take this kingdom to leaps and bounds. So it happened so that year there was a lot of snow. So much of snow that even when the summer came, the snow did not melt. And because the snow did not melt, so there was no crop. And then in the next year, the entire state was down with hunger because they had no crop. And because there was no crop, so there was nothing to eat. So he started calling people for solutions. And because the youth lacks experience, the old lacks energy. So there was no experience. So no youth could give them any solution. In one home, by chance, just one old person was saved by the family, but he was hidden. So when king came to know, he said, okay, call that person. So that person thought king is asking me, to be killed. So he was very, very scared and he went to the kingdom. And the king said, do you have this solution? If you can give me a solution, you are saved. He said, I can try. I said, okay, try. He said, okay, give me some 5, 6 people. He took them to those snowy roads and he said, start digging the snows. And people started digging the snow. So it was almost about 20 feet of snow. And they started digging and digging and digging. And after too much of digging, he could find just one grain of rice. He said, take it out. And he took it and sown it into the grass. And out of that one piece of rice, the crop started coming up. So when we talk of microbes and processing and sustainability, we have to shift our lifestyles into that so that it becomes auto-sustainable. Recently, Kumbh happened. Who better than your department can study the situation of water after Kumbh? And we know what do we offer to Gangama or to Sangam or to Prayag? We take a sari and we give the sari to the river. Then we offer the flowers. We offer some milk. We offer some fruits or something to be eaten. And non-believers say we are polluting the river. But this is a sustainable mode for the river. Why? Because whatever we are putting into the river, the gandh, the enzymes, everything comes from the things we offer to the river. And what the sari does, the sari takes away all the solid waste into its own garb. So when someone pulls the sari, all the solid waste come around it. It has been a tradition since ages. And each festival of Tirth is river. Each festival starts with offering the cloth to the river so that all the solid waste gets entangled into that cloth. So we don't need labs to process our life into a sustainable mode. Rather, the labs are used to test those practices. How much sustainable can be the practices? It's a beautiful way. Recently Eid, we celebrated it. I have lived in Arabic countries for a few months and all, and I have been studying the moon-based festivals and sun-based festivals and star-based festival. And Eid is a moon-based festival. You can't see anything during the daylight. The daylight is so hot that you can even burn your skin. So each and everything that you can actually look at the sky and can follow it comes only at night. When you follow that night pattern, why should they wake up late at night? Why should they wake up early in the morning? Each and everything somewhere is so scientific and so sustainable that the traditions themselves are able to protect our lives in auto mode. The problem comes with us who are educated lot. We think knowledge starts and ends in the colleges, in the universities. And we are in some, lot many biases. So to create a sustainable society, I think the first thing is to study the norms and traditions and then validate and then bring them back to the labs and then tell back to the society if there is any calibration needed into the traditions. So with all good wishes to all of you, I really wish that you go back to the society with lot more solutions, because next few years are very difficult for the planet Earth. And it all depends on all of us, how many times we switch on the mobile's screen because 5 times we switch it on or we make it into light, a half a tree is to be cut to replace that energy. So you can count how many trees you are actually putting on harm with the mobiles, with the laptops, with the iPads, with the LEDs, like that. So if we want to create a sustainable society, I think we have to become first a knowledgeable society, and then we can go to the micro studies. Thank you, Kiranji, for inviting me. Thank you all of you.
Only someone who is a linguist scientist can connect language and science. Thank you, madam, for your enlightening words. Our honorable guest today is a renowned biochemist, someone who has international and national awards to his credit. He has IACS Young Scientist Award, award from Swedish Institute of Fellowship, award from Japan Society for Promotion of Science Fellowships, and Lifetime Achievement Award by Indian Society of Agricultural Biochemists 2023. His research span is a long career of 47 years, and he has made several keynote contributions to biochemistry, especially emphasizing on stress management in crop plants, bacterial enterotoxins, and enzyme technology. With this, I request our honorable guest, Professor Ramashankar Dubey, to address the gathering.
Respected Professor Nirja Gupta ma'am, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, Professor Minu Saraf madam, Director and Dean, School of Science, Professor Prajapati ji, Professor Kiran Singh Rajput ji, Head Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology, Professor Panchal, and in the audience I can see Professor Upadhyay ji and many learned colleagues from this university, and my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I express my gratitude to the organizers of the seminar, especially Professor Kiran Singh Rajput ji and Nirja ma'am, Honorable Vice Chancellor of this university, for providing me the opportunity to come over here to your department and to share my thoughts with you. The topic of the seminar is of much relevance in the contemporary world when we are talking about microbes to bioprocesses. Because everywhere, wherever you can look into, and even we don't look into with the deep oceans, our intestine, our gut, everywhere microbes are present. They are small organisms, smallest organisms, microorganisms, but their contribution is enormous. Whether we talk about the protection of this nature, when we talk about our food security, environment, everywhere. Let us begin with the origin of life. That the prevalent theory is Big Bang theory, that life could arise out of primal explosion, जिसको हम कहते हैं ब्रह्मांड में विस्फोट हुआ. So after that, many billion years ago, and at that time, in that explosion, there was highly reducing atmosphere. So hydrogen, then came ammonia, and then with assembly of chemical molecules, the earliest, that amino acids, and then came nucleic acids. And in nucleic acid, the RNA world came first, and after RNA, then DNA and proteins, like that. So when we talk about the living organisms, The organisms is the organization of biomolecules led to development of organisms. So the earliest organisms, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, there was no defined nucleus. So later on, with the assembly of the biomolecules, the organisms, that most tiny organisms, they were microorganisms. So microorganisms, plants and animals. So if you we trace back the life of the microorganisms on this earth, so around 3.5 million years ago, we can see the existence of microorganisms. So with the development of plant kingdom, with the growth of animal kingdom, similarly, microbes have also been growing, and they are part and parcel. They are associated with humans, and they are associated with the plant kingdom, and they are always there to maintain the fertility of the soil and the protection of the environment. Now coming to some of the aspects in today's world, which is pressing the scientific community for coming out of the solutions. Lot was talked about that sustainability. In the 2015, nearly 156 nations from around the world, they assembled together, United Nations, and developed 17 sustainable development goals. Among those goals, that food security was of prime importance, that food for all, and at the same time, that energy security means we have to look for alternative sources of energy. And the third one, the climate change mitigation, that whatever damage has been done to the environment, how to get out of that. And health, proper health care for all. So now, in all these aspects, microorganisms have great role to play. Let us say that agriculture, that food security. We know that microorganisms have the capacity to convert biological nitrogen into ammonia. The same process, if you go inorganically and combine nitrogen molecule with nitrogen and hydrogen, there is the Haber's process of ammonia, the synthesis. It takes very high temperature and very high pressure. And that performance, that action can be done by tiny microorganisms, nitrogen fixing microorganisms. When we talk about either that leguminous, symbiotic microorganisms, or we talk about the free-living microorganisms. Among symbiotic microorganisms, there are various species, and free-living microorganisms also, Azospirillum, Azotobacter, various microorganisms, they can fix biological nitrogen. So they are very important for maintaining the fertility of the soil. And we know the havoc caused by using inorganic fertilizers, that millions and millions of acres of land are becoming saline day by day. And according to report of FAO, Food Agriculture Organization, every year, 1,000 million hectares of lands are becoming saline, alkaline, due to the use of inorganic fertilizers. So that is the reason, as an alternate for inorganic fertilizers, we are coming for biofertilizers. And when we talk about the biofertilizers, many biofertilizer industries are coming up. The microorganisms have important role to play because these are the Azotobacter, Azospirillum, Nostoc, Anabaena, which are being used presently as biofertilizers. Let us take an example of rice crop. Rice is growing in field where there is a water, either shallow water or above water. That azolla is being used by farmers these days, is a good fertilizer, alternative fertilizer to inorganic fertilizers. Azolla is a water fern, but the Anabaena azolli, the blue green algae Anabaena, due to its heterocyst, it fixes biological nitrogen. So it is being used as biofertilizer in cultivation of rice fields, and it is quite successful in India and many other countries. Because to maintain the fertility of the soil at one place, and at the other that we should have safe food, because now people are talking about that with the extensive use of pesticides and inorganic fertilizers, the foods are also not safe. We are eating green vegetables, we are eating rice and wheat, but we don't know how much percent of arsenic, how much percentage of mercury and other heavy metals are being taken up, because those heavy metals are as a byproduct of inorganic fertilizers. Those are not essential component of fertilizers, but they are during the processing. So much of heavy metals are being mixed with the fertilizers, because with the crops, they are coming to our food chain and they are harming us. So for that purpose, that biofertilizers are being used. Now, plant growth promoting rhizobia. Various strains of rhizobia are there, which promote plant growth due to production of genes and other plant growth promoting hormones they are producing. And microbial flora is very essential in maintaining fertility of the soil. I mean, we can say that the crops which were being grown 30, 40 years earlier, and if their crops are being grown today, there is difference in taste. The difference in taste is due to difference in microbial flora. The flora which we had earlier, that it is being eroded, soil is being eroded, microbial flora, that is the quality of microbes which we used to have, which could promote growth of the plants, that we don't have. And that is why we are going for alternate crop rotation. We are using legume crops, rice crops like the alternate, because this can only provide a source of in maintaining fertility of the soil. So, and we are talking about the pesticides. Lot of pesticides we are using, inorganic pesticides, but microorganisms serve as alternate to pesticides. Let's talk about trichoderma. The species of Trichoderma viridis, commonly grown in UP and Bihar, it is being spread and it is being used as a pesticides. That commonly known as microbial pesticides or biological pesticides, you can call. But at the same time, that reduces the growth of harmful bacteria. At the same time, trichoderma has the capacity to produce various types of hormones as well, auxins, gibberellins, and other hormones, which promotes growth of the plants. So that is very essential, and we have to switch over using the biofertilizers, because this is the only remedy how we can maintain the taste of our grain, how we can maintain the fertility of our soil. So that is the one part to maintain soil fertility. That various strains of blue-green algae are available these days, especially heterocystous blue-green algae. Those blue-green algae which have heterocyst, because due to the presence of enzyme nitrogenase complex, it is easy to convert biological nitrogen into ammonia inside them. So more and more of those strains should be used as biofertilizers. Now talking about energy mitigation, because we talk about the climate change, and we all know in December 2015, there was Paris Agreement, when our Honorable Prime Minister was also present. Many heads of the states were present. So various nations of United Nations, they agreed upon that we must switch towards non-conventional sources of energy. The conventional sources of energy which we are using as present, the diesel and petrol. Diesel and petrol, some crude is being produced in our country, but major portion is being imported from Russia and other countries. So our country also made agreement that by the year 2070, India will become a carbon neutral country. Carbon neutral means whatever carbon dioxide we will be emitting, that carbon dioxide will be captured. So we will become a carbon neutral country. And this agreement was also made that by the year 2040, 50% of our energy requirement will be met by non-conventional sources of energy, like non-conventional, like wind energy, electric energy, hydroelectric energy. So now hydrogen is being regarded as a safe fuel for the future. And whenever we talk about hydrogen production, microorganisms have important role to play. Many cyanobacteria, strains of blue-green algae, by nature they have the capacity to produce hydrogen as a byproduct. For example, let us take example of Rhodopseudomonas sphaerites. We conducted some experiments with Rhodopseudomonas sphaerites, that in the reverse micelles, we made microreactor, nanoreactor in reverse micelles. And within the reverse micelles, we packed the strains of Rhodopseudomonas sphaerites. And we could see that 20 to 25 times higher hydrogen production rate is there compared to Rhodopseudomonas sphaerites if it is in aqueous medium as such. So many more microorganism strains we have to look into so that we can produce hydrogen, because hydrogen is safe fuel. And hydrogen is being produced chemically as well. By splitting of water also, many hydrolyzers have been developed by many startups, hydrolyzers. We can hydrolyze water and produce hydrogen. Already hydrogen driving vehicles are on roads. So, I mean, it is the responsibility of the scientists to identify the strains of microorganisms, because it is producing hydrogen from microorganisms is totally green hydrogen. We are talking about blue hydrogen, brown hydrogen, depending on the chemicals means how we are going to produce it. But the green hydrogen produced by microorganisms, it is completely safe. It is almost 90.99% pure hydrogen that we have also tested in our laboratories. So many strains of microorganisms are to be brought out. Now coming to besides energy sector, coming to our health sector. Let us go way back to 1924 when the first antibiotic, penicillin, was invented by Alexander Fleming. That was penicillin that was invented just by the accident. All of us know that is a different, altogether different story. But based on that story, based on the penicillium mold, in 1944, the first industrial production of penicillin came. And then a wide range of antibiotics. We cannot think of treatment in these days in allopathy without antibiotics. And all the antibiotics, majority of antibiotics are produced by microorganisms. So microorganisms are a great source of drugs due to the production of antibiotics. And they have unique capacity of biotransformation. For example, various types of sterols from cholesterol itself, that if you look into the students of microbiology, biology are there, so no problem. Cholesterol has 27 carbon atoms. Look at its the basic structure, which is cyclopentanoperhydrophenanthrin. Then there are various strains of microorganisms through biotransformations due to, I mean, they are having the enzymes like oxidases, hydroxylases. They can convert these sterol compounds into a variety of products due to the biotransformations. And those products are being used as medicines. They are being used for various products. And we know about single cell protein from yeast, single cell protein from nutrition point of view. That is also yeast. Microorganisms. Microorganisms have a role to play. So apart from that, various types of vitamins various types of vitamins for being used in medicals, in treatments, in drugs are produced by microorganisms. So various types of drugs, various types of antibiotics, production of vaccines also, they are a great source. Apart from the health, besides health sector, let us go to environment sector. Environment sector. We know that how much of pollution has been done to the environment due to the greenhouse gases. Due to greenhouse gases, due to the effluents of factories, chimneys, lot of sewage is being added to our water. So water is getting polluted. Now, microorganisms have the capacity to degrade the substances which are till now being thought that those substances cannot be degraded. But microorganisms have the capacity to degrade those compounds. Let us take example of various xenobiotics. Xenobiotics are those compounds, generally which are harmful for the environment, not present in our body. They are pollutants. But microorganisms have the capacity to degrade most of those xenobiotics. Let us take example of oils, oil spills, long chain hydrocarbons, which cannot be degraded without the microorganisms. But only microorganisms have the capacity, because in microorganisms those enzymes, oxidases, hydroxylases are present, and due to that they can degrade. Various types of dyes can be degraded by the microorganisms. Various polycyclic hydrocarbons which cannot be degraded. They are nuisance for the environment. At present, effluents of factories, pesticides, drugs cannot be degraded. But microorganisms are there to degrade them and to clean the environment. So whenever we talk about the cleaning of the environment, the cleaning part, the cleaning tool, those tools are microorganisms, various strains of microorganisms. So we have to devise more and more such efficient strains of microorganisms which can be used in sewage treatment, which can be used for the cleaning the environment, which can be used for production of hydrogen and other various types of compounds which we need. The compounds for eating purposes. When microorganisms were not being discovered by scientists, from that time the fermentation, and in ancient times, in our ancient texts, various types of foods, fermented foods, that biotic foods, prebiotic foods, that from the time immemorial. So with the fermentation processes, there are various strains of microorganisms which are being used in fermentation processes in production of various types of foods, foods derived on that milk foods, processing, cheese, butters, various products are being produced through microorganisms. So whatever area we can think of, whether it is agriculture, whether it is health, whether it is energy sector, or cleaning of the environment, everywhere microorganisms have important role to play, even maintaining fertility of the soil where plants are grown, and we depend on the foods. We cannot survive without the foods. And maintaining the fertility of the soil to give us good food, to produce good plants, the microorganisms have important role to play. So this seminar, it has great contemporary value in the present world to address various types of problems which the society is facing, maybe in terms of food security or energy security or the conservation of our environment. Everywhere microbes have a great role to play. And I'm very much hopeful the deliberations which we will be having in this seminar that the guidelines will emerge, that which are the areas in which more and more the scientists have to work further to address our local challenges, national challenges, as well as global challenges. So once again, I express my gratitude to the organizers for being me here, and my all best wishes for the success of the seminar. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. May I now request all the dignitaries to occupy their seats of the dais? May I now request the organizing secretary of this conference, Professor Rakesh Panchal, sir, to propose the vote of thanks.
All the dignitaries and my dear students. एहसान मेरे दिल पे तुम्हारा है दोस्तों, ये दिल तुम्हारे प्यार का हमारा है दोस्तों. Vote of thanks I express from my personal end and from the end of Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology. A big thank you to the chief guest of today's function, Professor Dubey sir, who not only ignite all our students in various fields of microbiology, almost all the fields of microbiology has been introduced to our students, and I'm sure that student will get some take-home message from your keynote address, which was excellent. Thank you very much, sir. We are much thankful to Dynamic Vice Chancellor of our university, Madam Nirja Gupta, Madam. And at this moment, I personally and all my students, Madam will not accept your words that you are person of literature.